Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M40 M43, the Tier 8 American SPG, and this one's located on the south spawn of Malinovka, and it's under the command of FendaBenda. Yes, he's at it again, and he's got an 8-inch howitzer on that M43, and well, yeah, it's ready to rumble. Now, this beautiful skin was provided by Sir Rusty, and we do appreciate him. He does excellent custom designs for anyone who actually wants one, and he does all the designs for What Arty Noobs and puts our logo on the side of the Arties. We do like that. It's really, really good. Now, the M40 M43, well, it's basically an M4 chassis that's been elongated for an Arty to be placed on top. See the horizontal volute suspension system there, and FendaBenda's looking for a target. It's an LT432. Oh, direct hit! He got a direct hit on that LT432, and that led to him being wiped out. Now, our own LT432 is facing off against two enemies there. He's a bit too close to the top. We're in reload. It normally takes 42 seconds to reload this thing, but if you've got a rammer and a good crew, then it does take shorter time. Well, the 432's done the right thing there. It's just slipped down the slope. Makes it more difficult for any enemy RT to shoot at you, but you can still spot. Okay, work out where the T25's going. That's it. Let's see, where did it go? Did he get some damage? Now, as you saw at the start of the game, there is another RT on our team. It's an M53, M55. So we'll probably see his spotting and his shooting going on, or rather his marking the target. And there's a T30, Tier 9 American turreted tank destroyer. We just need to work out where he's headed. We're almost loaded. Lining him up. Oh, we got a direct hit. In fact, I think both Arties hit him, one after the other. So I think they probably almost wiped out that T30 with two shots. Yes, they, well, not completely wiped out, but he's lost a lot of health, and he's still stunned. It won't be long before reload's complete. We're about 2/3 of the way through, and we've got a big target to shoot at. It's Type 4 heavy, but unfortunately we lost sight of him because he's below a ridgeline. Oh, and he's popped back up again. But instead we're going to go for the C25 Pilot 1. And the reason for that, obviously, is because he's low on health, and one shot near him will probably be enough to take him out of the game. No, I think that was too shallow. Bit too short. The other thing you've got to worry about with the M40, M43, in fact some of these Arties, is they only carry a limited number of rounds. And in fact, actually, in reality, when these Arty were used, and two of them were used during the Second World War, an M40 and an M43, the M40 carrying the 155mm gun, when they were used, they actually had to have a support vehicle, which was identical to the one with the gun on, but that vehicle would just carry the ammunition, wouldn't carry a gun, because they needed somebody to carry it all. Oh! Well, that was a direct hit for 320 hit points. Now, the alpha damage of this gun is 1050. That's if it penetrates, but that probably didn't penetrate him, but definitely did module damage. And that's the great thing about HE. You can get a lot of module damage. There is only one RT still in the game who doesn't have only HE rounds, and that's the BP. And BP carries heat rounds and AP. In fact, actually, there are two vehicles that carry AP rounds, because the Sexton 1 carries them as well. Oh, another direct hit! 418 this time, and he's been killed. So with two tanks up on the enemy at the moment, But it is early days. Only been 4 kills so far in total. Well, 5, because they just got the AMX CDA 105 on the enemy team. And our Progetto, I think actually he's just gone a little too far forward there. And we fired a round at those enemies to try and get them off the back of the Progetto. It looks like the ship bomb, the FB4005, managed to ammo rack the Lorraine 40T and blew his turret off. Okay, Object 277, lining up a shot. That's a tier 10 heavy tank. Almost loaded. Not quite yet. Work out where he's headed. Round out. It's laid the shell next to him. It didn't actually put the shell directly on him. It laid the shell next to him. Right, Type 4. Ooh, we just lost our Object 277. He was taken out by the enemy Arty. And that let the enemy 277 through, because now he's streaming down the hill. We do have some defenders in the way, so maybe he's going to go after them first before he starts looking in our direction. We're almost loaded. Going for the 277. Lining in. Round out. And it's a direct hit again. 340. So he's being very careful not to knock any trees down. Now, the thing about these Arties are they are relatively slow to move about. The M43, M55 is a little faster at moving about because it's actually got a heavy tank chassis and a big engine to do it. But the M4 wasn't really designed as a heavy tank, it's more of a medium tank with very heavy pretensions. Type 4 heavy. That was a splash. And he's picked up some stun sis. It looks to me like the 277 is now a one-shot. The Type 4 is definitely a one-shot. He's only got 7 hit points left. But he's still battling on. We've lost sight of him. And the reason for that is he's over the ridgeline on the wrong side, and the nearest tank that could actually see him has now dropped into the edge of the lake. And our teammate in the Striv is actually a very short distance away from us and heading in our direction. In fact, he's gone past us now, so we're the closest to that Object 277 and the Type 4. So we need to turn around and motor south as quickly as we can. Otherwise, we're going to meet them very, very shortly, face to face. Well, the 277's moved over to the lake side of the cliff. We fire a round in and no, well, just a splash for 92. It was right at the edge. Now, the good news is the Type 4 Heavy was taken out by our ship barns, so we don't have to face him now. And we're 3 tanks up on the enemy. Oh, the enemy Arty has been spotted. FendaBenda's focusing on the target, but yes, he's switched back to the M40. You see, one of the things is, if the enemy Arty is spotted, you need to quickly get onto it, quickly to take it out, because you're only getting a short, brief time. Because usually what spots it isn't able to spot it for very much longer after it gets into cover. Oh, and we just lost the T30 to the, sorry, the T95 rather, to the T30 on the enemy team. And we just lost our 432, and now we've just lost our, in fact, actually, our P44 Pantera killed the enemy Arty, the M40, M43. But we're looking to try and kill a Progetto, which we can't see at the moment. It's got nobody spotting in that direction. Ideally, at the moment, we want to get behind the Scorpion G And it would really help us, actually, if we moved over to where the M53, M55 was on the west side of the map, because I'm sure that somebody might be coming through that forest and we'd never know it. It could be the Progetto. It's very good cover. $2.2K of damage so far recorded. Sometimes it can be very tempting to stay where you are and not to do anything on the basis that you say, well, what's the point of turning around and running, because they're only going to shoot me in the back if I do. But then the other point is, the sooner you get moving, the sooner you could be in a safe position to start firing again. And here comes the Progetto. He left it too late, I'm afraid, so it's going to be a case of shotgun. Well, it's a big shotgun. It's a huge one. 440 hit points from the Progetto, 484 of stun assist. But here comes that Object 277. Now, Sixth Sense didn't go off when we hit the Progetto, so there's a good chance we weren't discovered, but he might know the direction from which he was hit. And the scores are now even, except of course the enemy team has a heavy and 2 tank destroyers, whilst we've got 1 tank destroyer and 2 Artys. I have a sneaking suspicion that the Object 277 is doing what the Progetto did and going through the tree line as an easier and safer way of coming down. Well, here comes the T30, and we can kill him with 1 shot. Line him up, let it dial in, let it dial in, that's it. Ready, now. Kill shot. Lovely, that's how it's done. Just got to have the patience to let the thing dial in properly, and the shell will go where you want it to go, or should. Obviously, RNG is a big factor, and Wargaming are preparing to do client update 1.5, which will nerf quite a few Artys, I'm afraid. In fact, Arty is always subject to nerf. It's never subject to buffing, which is kind of ridiculous, really. They're always taking it away from us. Well, 2-minute warning. 3 versus 2. We still don't know where that Object 277 went, but I'm pretty certain that he's close by. I think FendaBenda thinks that he might be in that dip there, but no, I think he's in the tree line. I think he's coming down slowly. Oh, no, he is over there, but he wasn't in the dip. He was actually on the heights, overlooking, sitting behind the Rex, using the Rex for cover. And the ISU 152's come over now to try and kill him. Oh, and the 277 is being sneaky. It's an incredibly difficult Arty shot to get something like that. Oh, he gets it! 33 hit points. But he gets the kill. But it's now 2 versus 1. And the last remaining enemy is an SU-130PM. And our ISU-152 is out of position. He went after the T-30. And now... T-30, the 277. Oh, and he's being killed by the SU-130PM with 28 seconds left to go. And it's been indicated that he's actually located near our cap. We need to get into a bush and wait for an ambush. We're a bit in the open here. 6 seconds. 5, 4. Oh, we've been spotted. Oh, with only 1 second left on the clock, we were wiped out. Well, slightly more than 1 second. I think it was about 2 or 3 seconds, but yep, that's a loss, I'm afraid. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it's an ace tanker. It was an ace tanker for FendaBenda in the M40, M43. He also picked up a bruised medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 12. And a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. I know it says 8 there, but it is 10. That's what Wargaming say are the specifications for a Gore's medal. And the win rate for the game, 4,778. Now, if only he had been sitting in a bush, I don't think the SU-130 PM would have seen him. They wouldn't have been able to shoot him, and I think he would have got a draw. But unfortunately, yeah, he was seen because he was out in the open, and that was the end of him. Okay, let's have a look at team score. Well, team score says that he didn't get the highest damage, but he got the second highest damage. The 277 got the highest damage, 5,484 hit points. He picked up the high caliber. The SU-130 PM, the last man alive, he got a Pescucci's medal for killing both Arty. And we can see that FendaBenda managed to get 3,588 hit points of damage, and he picked up the Gore's medal. When it came to kills, again, it's the P44 Pantera, 277, SU-130 PM, and the Jaeger managed to get 3 kills apiece. FendaBenda managed to get 2 alongside several other members of his own team and the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, well, he had the highest on his team with 740, but the highest overall was the Object 277 with 1,226, then the SU-130 PM with 973, and then the Progetto 46 with 822. FendaBenda fired 15 rounds in that game, got 6 direct hits, 6 penetration, and 6 splash. Damage of 3,588 hit points, of which 3,148 were at more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit, 1 penetration, and it was lethal. It was the SU-130 with that 13 centimeter gun, and yeah, there was no way he was going to survive that. It's just going to plow straight through the thin armor of the M40, M43 and take it out of the game. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did stun assistance of 2,243 hit points off 10 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 52,434 credits. He got Courageous Resistance Award, that's for getting an epic medal, and he got the Gore's medal, and that's 5,039 credits, so his total 57,473. And after repair and ammunition resupply, remember these 8-inch shells are expensive, he actually ended up with 20,167 credits to take away, and he got 5 bonds because he got that Gore's medal. On the XP side, he earned 1,110, got 621 for Courageous Resistance again to equalise his score with that of the winning team, took away 1,731 altogether. So a successful game in terms of credits. The unsuccessful bit, unfortunately, was that he was sitting out in the open, not in a bush, and if he had been in a bush, I don't think he would have died, and that would have been a draw. Would have been slightly better than a loss, but there you go. It happens sometimes. I've done it. I've sat in the open, and you soon regret it when the shell comes in and wipes you out, especially if Sixth Sense goes off and you think, oh no, I've been seen, and it's inevitable. So not much you can do. You can't hide when the Sixth Sense has gone off. They've seen you. They know where you are. And any second now, you're going to get something delivered airmail, and it's normally fatal. He did use all but 1 round of ammunition, and if that SU-130 PM had given him a chance, I'm sure he would have tried to take him out of the game, but yep, didn't work out the way he wanted it to. So, if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.